11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
In the dark of night, the Baltimore Vultures are flying into the second round with a first round bye, but they control the destiny of Mexico City and Jacksonville on the final night of the regular season. For Arizona, they control their own. A win, and they're in. A loss, and the Houston Hyenas finally clinch a spot. Welcome to Vulture Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, alongside Mighty RX, aka Max Paul, and Mark Mello on stats. I am SFL Commissioner and play-by-play commentator Cameron Irvine. Ramos Lynn is on analysis. Ramos, what's on tap tonight?
Well, we have two owners that have known each other, and actually three owners if you consider obviously T-Pat and TJ being combined ownership for Baltimore, and Eddie Gage of Arizona. You have those guys that have known each other for about 8 years, Cam, so they know everything about each other, what they like to run, different schemes, different formations and everything. So it's gonna be very interesting to see which player of this chess match comes out on top.
Ashley Jackson calling the coin toss. She calls heads. Her Fro looking excellent as always. Baltimore wins the toss, and they want the football. Kickoff in 60 seconds. Next. And with that, we are ready for kickoff. The ball's on the tee, and the hand's in the air. Game 132, kick it in season 15. We're underway. From 1 yard out, Giovanni Bolt on the return, and Bolt out past the 25, gets to the 27-yard line. Baltimore in black and white tonight. White helmets, black jerseys, white pants, white numbers. For Arizona, all white tonight. Orange helmets, black jerseys, and the black and dark reddish trim. Jack Wigmore is the quarterback for Baltimore. Picked up in week 7 after the sudden retirement of Mike Dazzo. Wigmore's pass is complete. That's Jay Hayden. Picks up 8 yards to bring up a 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line. This Baltimore offense includes T. Roy Gaines, number 33 at running back. He is a powerful weapon. A trio of receivers to watch out for. Ivory Irvin, number 10, will be at the bottom of your screen most of the night. Daley Holder and Mac Chima are the other receivers, 87 and 88 respectively. Jay Hayden and Lloyd Graham Jr. are the tight ends behind a young offensive line. 2nd down and 2, the handoff to Gaines. Gaines is hit from behind by Parker Thomas, who had a pick 6 last week to bring up 3rd and inches.
Yeah, and something very interesting already, Cam. Baltimore has gone back-to-back with power formations on offense, and Arizona's counting that with a nickel defense. So they have only 6 players in the box against a very tight set. Let's see if T. Roy Gaines gets the ball here.
2 in the backfield with Wigmore. And Wigmore will throw out of the formation, dump it off to Lloyd Graham Jr. That pass is caught. 2 catches for tight ends and a run to T. Roy Gaines in the early going for the Vultures for a first down.
Good play. The tight end was sitting in the zone, getting the catch and a good first down. And it's very good for Baltimore that, they're getting Jack Wigmore on a rhythm. And, it's a short pass here, short pass there, and not putting the ball into harm's way. Eddie Gage is one of the best safeties in the league.
High formation here for Baltimore. Again, nickel for Arizona. Sidearm throw. Wigmore pass is caught. Pickup of 8 yards. That's Ivory Irvin, the 4th different offensive weapon to touch the ball on 4 plays for the Vultures. For Arizona's defense up front on the defensive line, defensive ends D.D. Sachs and Mark Mello. Alex Constantine and E.J. DeQ, who's 2 sacks away for 50 in his career, are the defensive tackles. Linebackers include B.J. Lovelace and Joey Tropicana. Corners, Manikanaka and Iverson Gamble, along with Thomas. And then Anthony Weil and Eddie Gage, the talented safeties unit, as T. Roy Gaines picks up another first down to the Arizona 47-yard line.
And this is the first time that they gave the ball to T. Roy Gaines, and the offensive line of Baltimore doing a great job on giving Jack Wigmore time in that opportunity, giving the running back a good space to run. And Baltimore already in Arizona territory.
3 receivers. That's Holder in the slot here to the left of Wigmore. Gaines sidecar right. Wigmore back to pass. Fires it again short. Caught. First down. Pickup of 6 to Holder to the Arizona 41-yard line. That is the 5th different weapon to touch the ball. Mac Chima's next, right?
Yeah, you have to think so, Cam. I mean, Baltimore is really they start to go with the power formations. Now, again, they go with a triple set here. Let's see if they throw again.
Mac Chima's at the top of the screen right now. And Wigmore back to pass. Looking deep. One-handed catch by Lloyd Graham Jr. He's ready on this Monday night. And it's a first down to the Arizona 19-yard line.
And everything that Baltimore is doing here in this drive is to set up the next play, Cam. They were, throwing Dinkin and Duncan, and then they go with a deep post route to the tight end. What a magnificent catch, as Eddie Gage thought he had a pick, but number 83 makes a beautiful grab for a first down. And Jack Wigmore is absolutely on fire. Let's see if they give the ball here to T. Roy Gaines after the deep throw.
Wyo on the last tackle. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Again, a nickel look is Arizona's counter. Handoff to T. Roy Gaines. Gets a couple of blocks. Gaines inside the 10-yard line. Lovelace saves a touchdown. First and goal to the 7.
Very impressed with the Baltimore offensive line right there, Camas. I think it was number 58, Joey Tropicana, had an opportunity to tackle T. Roy Gaines, but got blocked and actually pancaked to the ground. First and goal, Baltimore, and they have a lot of short throws. Let's see if they try another one to Lloyd Graham Jr. or to the other tight end, Jay Hayden.
This is a 4-minute opening drive for Wigmore. Pass is caught. Jay Hayden down to the 2, a 5-yard pickup. Jack Wigmore has started the ball game an impressive 5 for 5. Wigmore has a completion percentage of 75.5% coming in. It's just in 5 games, but that is best in the SFL, now 6 for 6.
Watch out, T. Roy Gaines here up the middle, Cam.
Second down and goal at the 2-yard line. Wigmore to pass. Wigmore back in the end zone over the head of the defender, and it's Lloyd Graham Jr. with the touchdown. Wigmore 7 for 7 on a 10-play opening drive.
Wow, unbelievable, and that's unacceptable if you're the Arizona secondary. That's the only guy you have to cover. How does he get behind you as pretty sure was the free safety? Yeah, Wyo just did not sink and was basically covering nobody.
A 10-play drive that takes 4.5 minutes off the clock. Quite the impressive feat there for the Vultures. Lloyd Graham Jr., 3 grabs, 29 yards, and a touch on that opening drive. 5 passes to the tight ends for Wigmore, and it's 7-0 Baltimore. Arizona, win, and you're in, Scorpions. You'll travel to Vancouver in the first round of the playoffs, a team they probably either don't want to face because they lost 49-21 at home to the Legion, or a team they want to face to get revenge. A loss for Arizona clinches a playoff spot for Houston. The Hyenas trying to back in the playoffs after an SFL record 63-point loss to the same Vancouver Legion just yesterday, as McCall takes a touchback in the end zone and Ashley Jackson comes out for her first series.
Yeah, if you're Arizona's head coach and offensive coordinator, you just have to tell your quarterback to stay patient. It's still the beginning, obviously, of the first quarter, and even though you're behind, not make a mistake early, because if Baltimore gets the ball again, it could snowball.
Handoff on a trap to Moses, picks up 1 yard, and let's meet the Arizona offense in full. Ashley Jackson in her fourth season, the QB. Moses the second in his third season at running back. Fullback is Nick LaSala, picked up in the 7th round, but a major focal point of this offense on and off the field. Wide receivers, number 11, Donnie Hands, number 12, James Hands, number 13, Jacob McCall, Tiberius Bovine, the tight end, number 89, and watch out for the center, Sean Crooked, one of the best blockers in the SFL. Jackson steps up in the pocket. Pass is caught. That's Donnie Hand's first down to the Arizona 43-yard line. What a dime from Jackson.
Yeah, beautiful pocket, because that was a very slow developing play. Ashley Jackson actually had to wait a little bit, step up in the pocket, deliver a perfect throw for a big first down. And this is going to be a very interesting, matchup game. It's going to be the defensive line of the Vultures against the offensive line of the Arizona Scorpions.
First down and 10 at the 43-yard line. 5.5 to go in the first quarter, and the handoff goes to DJ Moses. Moses gets out of one tackle and then is wrapped up after a 1-yard pickup. The tackle at the end of that play made by Austin Brigham, and want to give a special shout out in the chat to APF Heartless, who reports that he was at the hospital for 2 days diagnosed with a heart condition and doesn't know how much longer he has to live. Well, I would say you're not heartless at all and showing plenty of heart tonight. Thanks for spending your night with us in the twitch.tv FTF Next chat and in SFL Nation in our Discord community. Donnie Hands picks up another catch, 3rd and 4.
And we have not seen a ball hit the ground, Cam. Jack Whitmore went 7 out of 7 last possession, and Ashley Jackson now 2 out of 2. In a 3rd down and 4, Baltimore was 1 out of 1 last possession. Let's see if the Scorpions can convert.
High formation for Jackson. A counter of 6 in the box here for Baltimore. They'll hand it off to Moses. Oh, they brought the pressure, and Moses goes down quickly. Al Walker at defensive end makes the play to force the first punt of the night.
Yeah, puzzling decision. Obviously, you're playing chess. You want to run when they're expecting the pass, but not sure why they decided to run the ball up the middle out of the I formation in a 3rd and 4. Now they will have to punt, and let's see if they can get a coffin corner kick.
If you're wanting to chat with owners, coaches, and players in the FTF Next Twitch chat, it's at twitch.tv/FTF Next. Meet the players you're watching on screen today. Get involved and witness the passion of the community and follow along with all the action amongst the most dedicated SFL players. The FTF Next Twitch chat at twitch.tv/FTF Next. That's Giovanni Bolt on the return up to the 18-yard line. Second drive for Wigmore. As you mentioned, Ramos, we have not seen a ball hit the carpet tonight, and we'll see what Wigmore has in store on the second drive.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this is the opportunity here for Baltimore to start running the ball a little bit more, short passes, and control this game.
High formation, T-Roy gains on the carry, and he is smacked down by Joey Trompicana. We've been over the Arizona possible scenarios and situations. How about Baltimore? If Baltimore wins, Mexico City gets the first round bye, and Jacksonville slips in the wild card, and they would host Houston. We'll talk about what happens if Baltimore loses coming up in just a moment. Wigmore, long, caught, first down. Lloyd Graham Jr., he is getting free deep in the secondary. Ramos, another long ball for a first down.
Yeah, what a great throw here by Jack Wigmore, and he's been unbelievable so far. Not good protection by the offensive line, so he did have some pressure. And that's 4 defenders, Cam, basically surrounding the tight end, and no one can stop that pass. Again, Baltimore is really showing a lot of poised and very, very successful game plan so far.
Loveless getting beat down the field. No two ways about it. That pass is caught. That's Parker Thomas defending Lloyd Graham Jr. in the slot. But Lloyd Graham, now with 5 receptions in a fast-moving first quarter, picks up 7.
And Arizona is just having no answer for it. And I think in part because of the formations that they are running, I don't think they have the personnel right now to match up properly. Look again for the tight end Jay Hayden here in the bottom of the screen cam.
2nd and 3s to the left of Wigmore on the line, number 43. This pass is going to him, and that pass is caught, well defended, short of the first down. That's Parker Thomas again. He won Diva of the Week. Shout out to Axis Live, our bi-weekly podcast in the SFL. Won Diva of the Week for his pick 6 last week. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and they're going to need a lot of him to stop those passes. But let's see if they give the ball to T-Roy Gaines. It's a 3rd and very short.
Handoff. Gaines on 3rd and 1. He didn't get it. That is a huge stop by Mark Mello, and it sets up a 4th down. Arizona gets their first stop of the night.
Yeah, huge stop here, and you have to think that Baltimore had the upper hand on the personnel going back to it. I mean, there was like 10 blockers or 9 blockers against about 6 or 7 people, as it seems that Baltimore may be going for this one.
Boy, I highly doubt that that they snap this football here. Arizona should certainly stay disciplined here. Baltimore playing. Yeah, Baltimore playing with their minds a bit. Yeah, you're right, Ramos. I think they probably could have had something maybe on that right side with Gaines, but instead a timeout is called. They'll punt the football.
Yeah, but, it's something that the coaches take a look at and see, you know what, we went in this formation, they countered with this, and that could help you later on in the game, because it seemed that they had basically nobody in the middle of the field or in the far sideline, so Baltimore may, like to come back to it.
So if Baltimore loses tonight, Jacksonville gets the first round bye instead of Mexico City, and Mexico City would end up back in the wild card to face the defending champions, who just clinched a playoff spot about 30 minutes ago when Florida took care of Louisiana in an mini upset. They were 3.5-point dogs earlier, the first game of our doubleheader. This is McCall on the return of the 14-yard line. In this game tonight, Baltimore is 7-point favorites. They are up by 7 right now. Over under 48.5, and the community thought Baltimore would win. 77%, but 22 and change thinking that Arizona will pull the upset and sneak into the playoffs on the final night. It'd be the first time Eddie Gage would be in the playoffs since owning his own team in Arizona. First down and 10 at the 28-yard line for Jackson, and a pair of backs behind her. Jackson smacked Bovine going the wrong way, leaving Arizona a little bit early. Loss of 4 yards.
Yeah, a bit confused. Tavarius Bowman maybe tried to reverse it to the other side, but didn't work as Frank Smith makes the tackle, stays disciplined. But going back to the who you got, I mean, Arizona is extremely well coached. One team maybe 8-3 at home, the other maybe 5-6, but the Arizona Scorpions are very well coached, especially in the defensive side. And offensively, DJ Moses has played very well this season.
And off to Moses, and he is quickly brought down. That tackle made by Frank Smith. He's been an asset to this defense. A 3rd and long here for Jackson, who's only thrown the ball 3 times. Still not an incomplete pass in this game.
No, and this is going to be a test here for Ashley Jackson, as she's going to be with a 3rd and very long. Baltimore showing 6 defensive backs, and Ashley Jackson may like to throw deep to a post route or something here.
Jackson in trouble, gets it away, it's caught! James Hands wide open, past the 30, breaks a tackle, inside the 20 down to the Baltimore 19-yard line. What a play by Jackson, nearly a sack inside the 5.
Yeah, and we see it time and time again, Cam, when quarterback steps back, starts to panic and takes a sack for a massive loss. But what a great job by the offensive coordinator on throwing this play, as James Hands on a post route was completely wide open and behind the defense. Arizona gets their first big play of the day, and right on time to end the first quarter.
A 69-yard reception for James Hands. Jackson 4 for 92 yards in the first quarter. And Baltimore protects a 7-0 lead. Arizona's in the red zone on the final game of the SFL's 15th regular season. We're back in a moment. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Start of the second quarter of play. Ramos Lynn, Cameron Irvine with you. Max Paul and Mark Mello also on stats tonight. Arizona's in the red zone after a 69-yard reception down the field to James Hands. Moses picks up a yard to start the second quarter. Smith on the tackle.
And Baltimore, it's their opportunity to hold here in the red zone, as Arizona has not had much success on the ground. DJ Moses has 5 attempts for only 5 yards. And other than the big pass from Ashley Jackson, this Arizona offense has been a bit quiet.
2 receivers either side. This is Jackson. Fires it out to Moses. Moses is caught from behind. Sir Ron Yates, the 4th. Yes, sir, with the tackle for loss.
Yeah, that's a special type of athletic right there, Cam, to be rushing the passer and then quickly turn around and catch the running back from behind, no less, is very, very impressive indeed. Bunch formation. They may want to hit him again with another post route here.
Trips left, Jackson sacked. Yates the 4th, and Al Walker in the area, and she did not have a chance to get those routes to develop down the field.
No, not at all. And they did try that post route with the ex-receiver.
Moses
yeah, not
whiffed.
even close. Yeah, and James Hands actually was the deep threat on the middle of the field, but just not enough time to throw the ball. And Arizona will have to settle for 3.
This field goal, Cliff Allen's first of the night, to break Arizona's scoreless mark here. Low snap, 42-yard field goal is on the way, and it's good. 7-3 is the new score, and Arizona hanging tough on the road here so far. We didn't even get to it in the first quarter. There was so much action going on, Ramos, but in the last 4 weeks, this is combined. Arizona has only scored 7 points in the first quarter, and they scored nothing tonight. Baltimore, with that touchdown, more points in the first quarter than in the last 4 games combined.
Yeah, very surprising. 2 teams that, Arizona's defense, obviously very good. But, team that starts up slowly, but then in the second half gets better.
Yeah, here's
second quarter.
Yeah, that's right. Here's the crazy thing. Now, that's the first quarter. Now, how about the second quarter? In the last 4 weeks combined, Arizona's offense has scored 56 points in their 4 games in the second quarter, and Baltimore 52. So I think the game might be won or lost here in the second. You never know.
Yeah, and the first quarter is, to trade punches, to see what the opposing team is doing. And then in the second quarter, when you have a little break, you can, make some changes.
Hand off to Gaines, picks up 3. Loveless on the tackle at the 25-yard line. 9:16 to go in the first half.
And, the question basically is for the Baltimore Vultures, do they stay with the run? T-Roy gains 6 carries, 21 yards, or do you keep giving the ball to Lloyd Graham Jr., who has been unstoppable today with shotgun formation? Look for Lloyd Graham Jr. here up the middle, Cam.
2nd and 7 at the 25. Wigmore stepping up into a sack, spins away, and gets crushed at the 18-yard line. That sack E.J. DeQ, number 49 on his career.
Well, beautifully covered right there, Cam. I mean, this is a sack where you consider it to be a coverage sack, where no receiver is open, so Whitmore is padding the ball, doesn't know where to go with it, and then gets sacked. Press man-to-man coverage here. I like this for Arizona.
3rd and 14. There's Mac Chima, first catch. One-hander, only picks up 11. Thomas and Wyo on the tackle. Brings up a 4th down.
I liked it a lot because you're playing situational football here, Cam, and it's 3rd and 14. You're okay with giving the underneath pass. Just make the tackle before the first down marker. And they did a great job with that. Arizona's going to get the ball back. Very good defensive series for them.
Renfro Shoes says, just joined. Can Arizona make the playoffs with a win? Yes, they can. A win, and Arizona is in. They would travel to Vancouver next Sunday in the wild card round. A loss eliminates them, and Houston takes their spot. An Arizona win eliminates the Hyenas. First down for the Scorpions at the 36.
And for Arizona right now, we have James Hans with 1 catch, 69 yards. Donnie Hans with 2 catches for 27. And other than that, again, Tiberius Boyman with -4 yards, and Jacob McCall has not gotten a target yet, but they're going in the empty formation, Camp.
First down at the 36. Jackson fires. Bovine caught. 9-yard pickup. The two quarterbacks are now a combined 17 for 17 passing, nearly 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, it's either been completions or actually sacks so far, as we've seen 3 sacks and again, and 0 incompletions, as you're saying. And 2nd down and 1. Baltimore showing 7 men on the box. Let's see if they dare run here with Moses.
Got 2 grabs. Moses trying to follow some blockers. Didn't need him. First down to midfield. Combo stopped there at the end of that play by Troy Loshaw and Nolan Pierce, the linebacker, a 6th round selection in the last draft.
Good patience there by DJ Moses, just staying behind their offensive lineman and the fullback, waiting for the block and hitting it when the time was appropriate.
6:55 to go in the opening half. Arizona down 7-3 on the road. Handoff to Moses. Got a block. Moses trying to get a second one to spring him outside. There's Pierce again, and they have a conversation after the play, a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, good play again, and this is what you want if you're Arizona. Just get ahead of the sticks and make it a manageable 2nd and 5. This defensive line here for Baltimore is very good already with 2 sacks, and you don't want to be in the position where Ashley Jackson has to throw the ball deep.
2nd and 5 at the Vulture 46. Handoff to Moses. Moses spins, lost the ball. Ball's loose on the turf. Oh, it's picked up. What a clutch play at the end of it. That is big number 67, Guy Shepard, who comes away with the recovery.
Yeah, great job by the offensive lineman. As you said, the ball bounces in a weird way. There's a couple of Vultures able to pick it up, but number 67, great job, great hands on just falling on it and giving his team a first down. Very lucky, Arizona.
Oh, man. Frank Smith had it. He
Yeah.
He dove right over it and just missed it. 1st and 10 of the Vulture 38, a break for Arizona. Jackson scrambling, unloads it deep. It's coming in! Oh my goodness! Ashley Jackson! Unbelievable!
Yeah, what a throw, and what a great play here by, again, dropping back, has to step behind. I mean, it's very weird because obviously when you're throwing the ball deep, Cam, you need to have your foot very well planted and you need to launch with all your body, and not even enough time to set up her feet. What an unbelievable play by Ashley Jackson. And again, for Baltimore, just not enough coverage deep. I mean, the safeties are playing a little bit way too closer to the line of scrimmage. And again, James Hans, another catch. He has 2 catches for 2 touchdowns, 107 yards.
Jackson now 7 for 7 for 137 yards. Turn around. Every now and then, Jackson throws a touchdown, and the Scorpions have a 3-point lead. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. 5:45 to go in the first half, and Ashley Jackson and Jack Wigmore have combined for 18 passing for 233 yards. But still 10-7. It's not like we're in a 40 game or anything. Bolt from the goal line on the return, past the 20 and not much more, up to the 22-yard line. If you're Wigmore, Ramos, you just have to stay steady. Can't do anything more than he's done.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, 11 out of 11 pass yards. And what they're doing is that they're giving the ball to the tight ends. Jay Hayden with 3 catches, Lloyd Graham with 5 catches. So it's a lot of, short throws, good reads, and see who's open.
First down, Wigmore goes out of the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield. That's Gaines off to his right. Wigmore tries to fire it inside. That is the first incompletion of the ball game. Knocked away by a host of Arizona defenders. Brings up second down.
Yeah, good play by the Arizona defense, just filling every lane. As you can see, the linebackers, great job by number 54, BJ Loveless, on blocking a couple lanes. He was basically covering the tight end, Lloyd Graham Jr., and the receiver at the same time. Very good discipline right there.
That's Loveless, who now has 15 passes defended. That is coming into tonight. So now time for the league lead. Frank Smith's also on that leaderboard, an undrafted rookie. And how about David Horrell, the number 1 draft pick this season, also has 13 passes defended this season. So terrific linebackers. BJ Loveless is one of them here for Arizona in pass defense. Wigmore's pass is caught for a first down to Mac Chima. Parker Thomas with another tackle. Chima's got 2 receptions, and Baltimore's got a first down.
Yeah, and it's great blocking here by the offensive line. As we're going to take a look at the replay, well, maybe not much, but good protection, and there's nobody even 5 yards close from the quarterback by the time he throws the ball. Actually, it was max protect, so the 2 running backs held to block, and they had nobody to block. The offensive line took care of it.
First and 10 of the 37. Wigmore going empty here. T-Roy Gaines 21 yards on 6 carries. Wigmore, deep shot, incomplete. Mana Kanaka on the coverage pass intended for Chima. That's the second time looking right. Wigmore has thrown an incompletion on the drive.
Yeah, and this is something that he would like to have back, because it doesn't seem that these teams are going to, give the ball away too much. I mean, we had a fumble that it wasn't recovered by the defense. The offense of Arizona was able to keep possession. So this defense is having trouble on taking the ball away.
Second down at the 37-yard line. Wigmore fires, middle, caught. Lloyd Graham Jr., whose season high is 7 receptions. It's happened on 3 different occasions. He's got 6 in the first half.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable, Lloyd Graham Jr. That will be my player of so far for Baltimore. Obviously, Jack Wigmore has been unbelievable, but Lloyd Graham with 6 grabs for 70 yards and already a score has been killing the Scorpions defense.
Wigmore quickly now. Looked like Lloyd Graham Jr. was open, but instead fires it to the inside track, and Iverson Gamble knocks the ball away. Mac Chima is hurt on the sideline.
Ooh.
That is huge.
Yeah, that is very important. Not getting up, and it looks like a cramp or maybe like a pull hammy cam. Oh, hopefully it's that. Hopefully it's not a knee. Because if it's a knee with no contact, it could be very dangerous, but hopefully it's just like a cramp or something like that.
Daly Holder going to have to step up now. Fortunately for Baltimore, they have gone a little bit heavier tonight with Hayden and Lloyd Graham Jr. in some of these heavy sets. They really haven't had to go 3 wide. That's Holder now at the top of the screen, or bottom of the screen rather, Irvin in the slot. This is Wigmore going to be sacked. 3rd and 14 coming in that sack. The 3rd different Scorpion player to get a sack tonight is D.D. Sacks.
Great play by the left defensive end right there.
Oh.
1-on-1, and no, it's not even close. That's unfair right there with a swim move and right on Wigmore's face.
Ted McClintock embarrassed. 3rd and long. Ball on the 46-yard line here for Wigmore. 3 incompletions.
Look for the post route here, Cam. Safety is down low.
3rd and 14. Wigmore looking, corner, and that pass knocked away. 4 incompletions on the drive. It's Parker Thomas. Somebody's got to get him a pay raise. 6 tackles and 2 passes defended in the first half. They'll punt the football. Was the post there, Ramos? Did you see anything?
Yeah, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but
good.
it was a defensive formation where it looked like the safety was like down low, trying to maybe do a robber cover or something like that. So it was just basically one deep safety with a post route. Maybe between the X receiver and the C receiver, trying to get somebody there deep.
From the 16-yard line, McCall on the return to the 18. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, SFLM. There are more opportunities than ever to be a player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through simulationfl.net or simulation.football. The second season of the SFL Minor League starts Friday. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information. First down and 10 at the 18. It is not too late to join the Miners. Ashley Jackson is sacked. Both teams getting sacks. This is Tucker Lewis, and that is the 5th sack of the game. 3 for Arizona, 2 for Baltimore.
Yeah, we've had more sacks than incompletions so far. 4 incompletions for Jack Wegmore, 13 out of 17. Ashley Jackson still at a 7 out of 7. 2nd and 15. I will run the ball here, Cam. Try to see if I can get a 3rd and shorter.
2nd and long. Jackson going to throw here quickly outside. That pass is hauled in by Xavier Holyfeld. And that picks up 3 to the 17. Interesting call there.
Yeah, interesting call. And Baltimore needs to put pressure here because in 3rd and long, we've seen James Hands go deep on a post route a couple times. So, Baltimore just has to put some pressure and cover deep.
Jackson, 3rd and long, going long, it's knocked away. Marvin Himes forces the first incompletion of the night for Jackson. It was almost over the head of Himes. That would have been a disaster for the Vultures, but instead their defense gets off the field.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the opportunity for the Arizona defense now because obviously Baltimore is down 1 guy. So if they can get a stop, start winning this field position, it's going to be huge here to end this first half. And for Baltimore, they're going to get the ball with 3 minutes left. So if they can get a 2-minute drive, get with some points, they're going to be in good position for the second half.
Bolt from his 45 up to the 48-yard line. These 2 defensive minds tonight, Eddie Gage, Tim Johnston, are incredible. The last 5 seasons, those are their rankings for scoring defense. Almost 5 straight seasons, top 10 for both. Only Tim Johnston and Florida's Max Paul have been top 10 the last 5 seasons, but Eddie Gage is right there. This season, Arizona 9th in scoring defense. That would probably be a lot better without that 49 they gave up to Vancouver just a couple of weeks ago. 1st and 10 at the 48, lofting it to Hayden. That pass is incomplete, and all of a sudden, Ramos, after we started 18 for 18 completions tonight, we have now missed on, let's see, we're 23 for 27, so 5 out of 9 since.
Yeah, and, this is 2 defenses just cooling down, seeing what the other offenses are doing, and Baltimore and Arizona, both teams, they've always had magnificent secondaries. The pass rush has been good throughout the seasons, but it's been the secondaries who's been the story for them.
2nd and 10, they're going to flip it out to Gaines. First time we've seen him out of the backfield, and he lost 2 yards all over it. Joey Tropicana, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and Gaines getting absolutely no blocking from this offensive line as about 3 defenders from Arizona were just right there waiting for him. Empty set here for Baltimore. Look for Lloyd Graham here up the middle, Cam.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Wigmore fires it. Deep caught! That is Chima back in the game! Gets his face mask pulled! It doesn't matter! All the way down to the goal line. We'll see if he actually scored. Chima looking fine after the injury.
Unbelievable play by Chima. And from this angle, it looked it was a bit short. Yeah, they're going to call it just a bit short from the end zone. I think he's about like a quarter of a yard shy, Cam.
And that was the exact play that Marvin Himes was able to swat away that ended the Arizona drive. I think that's a good call there by the officials.
I do think so as well. Yeah, I do think so as well. And let's see what Baltimore does. I will expect for them to go in a power formation. Yeah, I will give the ball here to T. Roy Gaines, at least on first down. You have to give it to your horse.
First and goal. They love throwing the Gaines here on the goal line, but this time they're going to give him a carry. And he carries him into the end zone for a touchdown. Baltimore takes the lead.
Exactly what we were expecting, Cam. Two offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, coaches overall that know each other extremely well. And this is just a chess match going back and forth. Good blocking there by the fullback up the middle. And the tackle not on time. Touchdown Baltimore, and what a great drive here to regain the lead.
If he doesn't get that double team, I think that defensive tackle, Keith Spears, makes the play.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because he had basically one hand to go and make probably like a reach tackle or something, but then the fullback just completely blocked him out of the picture.
An extra point is good, again, for Baltimore. If they lose the ball game, Jacksonville gets a first round bye. Mexico City would face Atlanta in the wild card. If they win the ball game, Mexico City gets a first round bye, and Jacksonville would host Houston in the wild card. McCall back to return. Jacob McCall without a target so far tonight, 2 yards deep in his end zone. On the return to the 23-yard line. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Ashley Jackson will try to run some 2-minute offense when we come back. She's 8 of 9 for $140. What do the Scorpions have to counter? You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Two minutes to go for Arizona, down 14-10. SFL's final game of the Week 12 regular season going on right now as Jackson fires it outside to Donnie Hands for a 6-yard pickup in the break. We were looking at Baltimore's scenarios. While they have clinched a first-round bye, they are going to be in the 4-5 matchup in 2 weeks. It's the only matchup that is determined in advance of the wild card, and this game matters to Baltimore too. A win for the Vultures means that they would be at home hosting Mexico City in the 4-5 game. But a loss for Baltimore means they would go on the road to take on Jacksonville in the 4-5 game. So this game just as critical for Baltimore in playoff positioning as Al Walker does it again, forcing a third down in the backfield.
Yeah, very good discipline by the defensive line here of Baltimore. And you have to think, Cam, don't you call a timeout if you're the Vultures? I mean, if you make a stop here on third down, you can get the ball back with some decent time.
Especially the way Baltimore's offense has played in the second quarter over the last month. I mean, this is where they strike. Jackson, this is where Arizona strikes. Not that time. Picked off. And return to the 24-yard line. Ben Steckenpaper, the rookie, makes the play.
You know, and the Steckenpaper is one of those defensive backs that just continue the string of incredible secondary plays here for the Baltimore franchise. I mean, we've seen guys like, Hendricks and so many, Giovanni Balt, Troy Lawshaw, just so many to count, and he's next in line, putting the ball in scoring position for the Vultures.
Baltimore right now owning the second quarter. Both teams have played tremendous football in the second quarter over the last month. Right now, the Vultures winning that battle. Low throw caught by Irvin. 5-yard pickup. Baltimore in no hurry. Arizona with all 3 timeouts.
You know, you don't have to hurry at all. 2nd and 5, the ball at the 9. Take your time. You don't want to leave Arizona with much time if you score here. So you can even run the ball if you feel like in 2nd and 5.
Nickel look here for Arizona. They've been in it much of the night. Hand off to Gaines. Gaines is stuffed. Nice play. Looking to get a number on that. I think that was Tropicana who came right up the gut and gets the TFL.
Very good play by Arizona's defense. That line clogged every line on the left side of the formation for the Vultures. And, with 3rd and 6, obviously you want to capitalize with a touchdown off the interception, but points out of the premium here in this game, and I will not force it if I'm Jack Whitmore. I will just throw it if it's open. If not, take a sack or throw it out of bounds.
Trio of receivers to the right. Max Chima got hurt but is back in the game. Wigmore fires that direction pass. Caught having to come back for the football is Chima. Did not get the first down, and then Baltimore saves Arizona about 45 seconds with all 3 timeouts. That is a grave mistake.
Yeah, it is. And obviously Baltimore will kick the field goal. Their defense has played very good here in the second quarter. So, obviously they are, trusting their defense to make a stop in the last 40 seconds or so. But you cannot give the ball to Ashley Jackson and company, especially when she has been able to throw the ball deep on you a couple times.
32-yard shipper is good for Shark Tarkington. 17-10. Baltimore on top of Arizona. 131 and a half games almost played on this SFL calendar, the largest yet. And next season, we're growing again, up to 24 teams in the SFL next season. Expansion applications will be going out on Wednesday morning. So for anybody out there interested in getting an expansion franchise, download our log into our Discord, join our Discord community, and get more information on that. It's a long road to team ownership, but Ramos Lynn is an owner here. Jacob McCall is out. Shot out of a rocket past the 50, 40, 30. Jacob says, don't call a timeout for me. Touchdown, Arizona.
Yeah, and this is exactly the trouble that you're facing, Cam, when you call a couple of timeouts with 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This can happen. Jacob McCall has not gotten a target. He's a very fresh, his legs are fresh, getting on the field with an opportunity to return, and that's what he does.
Jacob McCall puts Arizona on his back when they need him. And the Scorpions continue to keep pace with the Vultures here on the road.
It's those 3 facets of the game is offense, defense, and very important special teams, sometimes forgotten, but they are so clutch sometimes, and you have to rely on them on crunch time. Now Baltimore has some time, so they also have a very good kick returner, and they have an explosive offense if they can get a good return.
Dangerous extra point there for McCall. This season he has had 45 kickoff returns, count them, 48 kickoff returns this season. Not one went to the house until now. Tie game.
And obviously Baltimore will like to answer with another one, but even if they get to about the 30, 35, they could get a couple plays for field goal range.
Bolt trying to answer out of the 27-yard line, and Arizona gets the ball to start the second half, so Baltimore might think about being aggressive, but with no timeouts, tough sledding.
Yeah, and when Jack Whitmore has tried to go with Lloyd Graham Jr., he's been successful on 85.7% of the time. That's 6 out of 7. So, do you try to go with them, maybe a short throw or something, but maybe going to T. Roy Gaines here on the far sideline.
They're going to throw it out to him. Hasn't done much in the receiving game tonight, but Gaines has some blockers. Did not get out of bounds, though. First down.
And I think they're going to go with the same play, Cam, and let's see if T-Roy Gaines can go out of bounds this time.
You better hurry, or at least try. No, they spiked the football. That's a surprising call there by Wigmore. And I think they go Hail Mary here. They have to. They got time only for one more play.
Yeah, either that or you try to do like an out route or something trying to get you closer. I think Jack Wigmore has the arm, but that's still 62 yards in the air.
And they won't. Surprising spike there from Wigmore. 2nd down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Wigmore going to throw. Wigmore quick. Oh, outside. It was almost taken back the other way. That would have been back-to-back for Parker Thomas. That is his 3rd pass deflection of the night. 3rd down.
Yeah, that was very, very dangerous. And I it's something that I pondered is like, do they try to throw the ball short to the outside, get maybe 5-6 more yards, but that could have easily gone the other way as they will go with 4 wide receivers. Arizona has to look for the posts and corner routes.
Gaines sidecar left. They're going to give it to him. Gaines gets the carry, and that's the end of the half. Arizona wins the last 2 minutes, no doubt about that, holding Baltimore to 3 and getting Jacob McCall's first kickoff return touchdown of the season. Arizona 17, Baltimore 17, as the SFL wraps up its 15th regular season tonight. What a first half. Arizona with 4 first downs right in the ball game.
Yeah, and it's been the big plays. I mean, other than the 2 catches from James Hands, which accounted for 107 yards, and that return from Jacob McCall, which was about 97. I mean, you're looking at a team that, Ashley Jackson, other than James Hands, has only 39 yards passing, 29 yards passing, and DJ Moses with only 22 yards. I mean, it's been an Arizona offense that has struggled other than a couple of big plays. And, Baltimore is doing a good job on basically every facet of the game. Jack Wigmore, 18 out of 25, 196 yards. The defense has played good with 3 sacks. But, Arizona with those big plays have tied the game at 17, so far. So it's been very interesting to say the least. Both teams have been actually bad on 3rd down. Arizona 1 out of 5 and Baltimore 2 out of 7. So that's something that has to improve for the second half.
I think another thing that's stunning about this first half is the running backs having almost identical evenings. They both have 22 yards on 9 carries, and they have combined for just 3 receptions for 7 yards. These are, at least so far this season, 2 of the most dangerous running backs in the swing game, and both teams have decided to go away from it tonight when the season's on the line.
Yeah, and it goes back to, these coaches know each other extremely well. So when you're doing this, you're playing chess and you're basically game planning and thinking 5-6 plays ahead. And it's basically just, try to take something out, putting something in, keeping some of the thing that has worked in. And it's just a brain game. Whoever makes the better adjustments is going to win. And 2 tremendous coaches. I'm not surprised the game is tied 17-7.
McCall ties it up on his kickoff return. And that's where we stand. And Arizona will get the ball to start the second half. Ashley Jackson, 9 for 11 for 146 yards. 107 of those going to James Hands. 140 of those 146 yards going to the Hands brothers.
And they have to kick the ball back to Jacob McCall, Cam. So
yeah, that's true. Boy, that's not good.
Yeah, Baltimore needs to do a good job on keeping their lane and corralling number 13.
McCall will get it to start the second half, and Shark Tarkington, the kicker for Baltimore, will get it away. McCall this time going in the opposite direction, and we got a little bit of wind tonight. He'll take a knee on the eye of the Vulture, 8 yards deep in the end zone. We've got a lot on the line tonight. Let's run through it again here quickly for you. If Arizona wins, they are in the playoffs and will go to Vancouver next weekend. A loss eliminates them, and Houston backs their way into the playoffs with a 6-6 record. Baltimore is trying to figure out if they're going to be at home or on the road for the quarterfinals. They could host Mexico City, or they would have to travel to Jacksonville. This bomb is caught by Donnie Hands to start the half. How about Arizona getting aggressive? First play of the second half and a bomb deep to Johnny.
Yeah, that's a fade route, and this is something that is dangerous to do against Baltimore because they are ball hawks. All around the secondary. So when you do a fade route, you need to dial up extremely well. And very interesting, again, as you say, Cam, very interesting play call and throwing the ball in back-to-back plays because this is a straight formation.
Donnie Hands now 57 yards on 4 receptions. 2 receivers either side for Jackson. Throws it. Intercepted. It is stacking paper. Stacking picks. And a touchdown.
Read like a book. Absolutely read like a book. And what he's doing is playing in the clue technique. So basically what he's doing is playing off and he's reading the routes. He's taking a look at what the routes are doing. He saw all slants and he jumped right on it. You can gamble right there. You can gamble because you're covering your lane pretty well. And it's just a matter of getting your hands up, making the catch, and running all the way for 6.
How about the rookie? Guess how many interceptions he's got this season, Ramos? Let's see if we did our homework. 1 coming into the game. And 2 tonight. Stacking paper, the first round pick 15th. A former Lincoln Rattlesnake in the SFL minor league. And he's got 2 tonight. And how about McCall and Stacking Paper? A couple of young guys really picking up their game when their teams need it the most.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm telling you, Cam, the minor leagues have produced incredible players this season. I mean, you look at guys like Brian Dynasty, obviously Ben Stacking Paper. We have a couple of them. Laura Horrell has been unbelievable. Andre Grimm has been great for us. So many players that have made an impact immediately in their first season.
A knee again for McCall, unable to return the kickoff. Jackson's going to have to try it again. How do you shake that off? If you're Ashley Jackson, you started the game 8 for 8. You're now 2 of your last 5 with 2 picks and a pick 6 given up.
Yeah, and she's a gunslinger. I will not doubt that she will be throwing the ball deep again shortly. And, she's fearless.
First down for Jackson. Going to fire it again. Hit it, she threw, and the pass is incomplete. Surin Yates, the 4th again in the area.
Baltimore doing a great job on the pass rush right there. And, that defense is really playing extremely well here in the last 2 quarters of play.
My, oh my, Arizona going into the it was just 2 minutes ago. Arizona had all the momentum. And now, all of a sudden, it feels like it just never happened. Jackson fires it out quickly. That's Bovine. Bovine with the catch picks up 6. That's his 3rd catch for 11 yards. 3rd and 4 coming up. What do you do here?
It's 3rd and 4. They did a good job on making a 3rd shorter. Bovine is obviously a good target. Let's look at the formation here for Ashley Jackson. She's in the shotgun. They may try to go deep here, Cam, maybe with a post route.
3rd down and 4. Jackson sacked. Nothing open. Surin Yates, the 4th again, along with Nate Brown. 4th down.
Yeah, and it seemed that it was basically the same play or a similar concept as the one that has hit James Hands for a big, couple plays so far in the first half. But not enough time before Ashley Jackson goes down, and what Arizona has to do is make a strong stand defensively because you don't want this to snowball, and it could get ugly if you're not careful.
Punt is away from Arizona. They are going to need their defense to stand tall here. Fair catch called for by Bolt at the 45-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. First down at the 46-yard line. Wigmore will fire it short. That pass is caught, and a 5-yard gain to Chima. And you know whose name we have not called a single time tonight? Eddie Gage, the strong safety. 7 picks this season. 6 of them have come in losses, so might be good he doesn't have a pick tonight. That's too short of a career high, but this is the first time Eddie is returning to Baltimore since he played here. He played here in Baltimore from season 3 to 9. Chima breaks a tackle, and Chima's going to score!
Wow. Man,
Was that on
when
Gage?
I looked at it, yeah, Eddie Gage. And when I looked at it, I thought Baltimore was going to go underneath, but Jack Wigmore, with no fear, goes deep to Mac Chima and testing Eddie Gage, testing that defense. Eddie Gage a little bit late, but man,
whiffed.
Yeah, just whiffed. Just dove into the ground and was not looking at a man that he was supposed to tackle. And this is basically what I was telling you, Cam, is you cannot allow this to snowball because, 31-17, we know Baltimore, he can turn into 45-17 in a blink of an eye. Hopefully that's not the case.
We've been here for that when Houston was in town.
Yeah, and again, obviously you don't want that to happen if you're Arizona. Competitive game, so they offensively need to pick it up immediately.
We have had 3 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes of action. Baltimore 31, Arizona 17. Hold your breath. That's what the Scorpions are doing. Their playoff chances are on the line. Next, you're watching the Simulation Football League and 11 Sports and For the Fans. .8:33 to go in the third quarter after Jacob McCall's 100-yard kickoff return ended the first half and tied the game. Baltimore's got 2 touchdowns in 2.5 minutes. Now McCall's first return since the kickoff for a score. Gets out of the 25. Almost broke that tackle there from Jay Hayden. And Jackson now has to shake off this Vulture team that can score points in bunches.
Yeah, and they have to make sure they can protect Ashley Jackson. They need to, the offensive line needs to pick it up. Baltimore is racking sacks, and they cannot allow to do that anymore.
First down at the 25. Jackson sacked again. A 3-yard loss, Tucker Lewis. That is the 4th sack of the game for the Vultures.
Yeah, and this does not bode well, Cam. 2nd and 13, and when Arizona has been in these situations, when it's 2nd and long, 3rd and long, they have made so many mistakes.
Gotta get Moses involved here. Give Jackson a break. 3-4 defensive look here for Baltimore. They give it to Moses, and there's just nothing there. That's Alvin Mack with the tackle, and those linebackers on the outside are just waiting for Moses.
And the discipline for this Baltimore defense has been unbelievable tonight, as they are not allowing DJ Moses to break free. 10 carries, 22 yards, and they go in a bunch formation. Maybe they want to try to hit him with a post route or something.
3rd and 13. Jackson, quick drop. That is not going to get it done. That is Donnie Hands. And it is a quick 3 and out for Arizona, putting a ton of pressure on this defense that has been burned by Chima and Graham Jr. down the field all night. Wigmore's up to 251 on 20 for 27, a QBR of 127.2.
A very tired defense, Cam. I mean, they've been on the field for way too much time here in the last couple quarters of play.
Yeah, if you think about it, Arizona back-to-back 3 and outs, and then Arizona had the punt return for a touchdown. So if you rack all that up, Baltimore scored a touchdown here in the half. They had the ball on the last few plays of the first half. Then they had a drive that ended in a field goal. So Arizona's defense has not gotten a break.
Yeah, no, not at all. And Baltimore, I think, will run the ball, keep tiring this Arizona defense.
Gaines up the gut. Breaks a tackle from Thomas, picks up 7. That is his second best run of the night. Not much from either running back. 29 yards on 10 carries now for Gaines, but brings up 2nd and short.
In Baltimore, again, if I'm them, I will run the ball here on 2nd and 3, as much time as I can off the clock, and just keep control of this game. You know, T-Roy Gaines, you have to think he's bound for a big game.
Wigmore open. Hayden, first down to the Arizona 48-yard line. And a lot of receivers getting open now for Baltimore. Arizona needs to sit down right in a gap, just like Stack and Paper has, to turn some momentum here.
Yeah, they need a big play. I think that's what they need. They need something like an interception or a sack fumble, something that can turn the momentum around.
Wigmore knocked away by Tropicana. I think Gaines would have been wide open, but Wigmore got greedy looking for Graham Jr. again up the middle, and Arizona's made an adjustment.
Yeah, very lucky that wasn't intercepted. If he puts both hands on it, could have been gone the other way. So good job by Arizona's defense forcing the 2nd and 10. And again, Baltimore has had some success on the air, 21 out of 29, but I think this is T-Roy Gaines territory.
2nd and 10 at the 48. Wigmore going to throw. Avoids a sack. How did that get through? Mac Chima first down to the 32. The ball is glued to his hands tonight.
Yeah, and that's a pillow of a throw with a lot of touch. Sidearm, and that's a duck, but it's one of those catchable ducks, you know, where it's not the tightest spiral. It's not a very hard throw, but it's just very easy to catch. And Mac Chima having a hell of a night, especially after he got injured, Ken.
It'll eat food right out of your hand, and it won't bite you. 1st and 10 at the 32 of Arizona. Wigmore looking, sacked. DD gets in there, and I don't know how Wigmore didn't see him, but DD sure saw Jack. He was ready for that one.
The ball is at the 36, and we know that Baltimore win on favor, so they're still very much field goal range for Shark Tarkington, but they cannot allow to lose many more yards. I have not seen that swing pass to T-Roy Gaines in a while. Maybe it's a good time to dial it up.
McClintock got burned again. That left guard or left tackle on the outside really getting worked. 2nd and 14. 4 wide. Wigmore stands tall in the pocket, gets it out to T-Roy, and T-Roy will pick up half of what he needs. Gamble comes over to make the play, but that's the most successful pass to Gaines on the night. They're in field goal range.
You know, a good decision there by Wigmore. He knew he couldn't take another sack, so just dumped it off to T-Roy Gaines, got a few yards, and that gives you more opportunities on the playbook. Interesting formation here, Cam. Look, an inside route here in the bunch formation, trying to do like a pick route or something.
Gonna take a sack. Wigmore going long. The pass is caught! Inside the 5. Gage late again to make the tackle. Chima's got 178.
Yeah, it was the tight end, Lloyd Graham Jr. in the first quarter, but ever since has been very quiet. still at 6 catches for 69 yards, and Mac Chima has been the one dominating in this ball game.
Thomas was also in coverage. Mac Chima's season high, 111 yards. That was back in week 1 against Atlanta. He is having himself a night, and Jay Hayden has himself a touchdown.
Yeah, beautiful play call right there. Everybody was bunched up inside for Arizona, so you put the tight end on the outside near sideline. Very good thrown pass, well thrown pass, just when he can get it, and not on time. Parker Thomas to make the stop. So Baltimore up 20 points. Arizona needs a big play, maybe from Jacob McCall, Cam. I don't know. They need a big return, something that can put him back in the game.
I gotta say, I am really admiring this game plan for Baltimore tonight. Jay Hayden coming in, no touchdowns. No touchdowns this season. Gets his first tonight. Ben Stackenpaper, 1 pick, no touchdowns. How about 2 picks and a touchdown? Mac Chima hasn't had a 100-yard game since week 1. How about 179 yards on 8 receptions? They've done it with a bunch of guys that have done nothing all season long, at least in the stat books. And that's why they're up 21.
Yeah, and obviously Ivory Irvin, who's been catching about 20 passes a game, now only has 2 catches for 13 yards. And that's how coaches, play with your mind and just try to dial things up and just come away with things that you just do not expect.
McCall gets it out to the 19-yard line. Ashley Jackson in need of a big play for this Arizona offense to ignite this defense that is struggling. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Don't go anywhere. .406 to go in the third quarter. 38-17. Baltimore scored 21 unanswered points since McCall's kickoff return touchdown. Moses shot out of a cannon. Picks up 7 yards to the 26-yard line. Great run from DJ. 1 off, his longest of the night.
Good job by DJ, who has struggled with a fumble. He didn't lose the fumble because Arizona, but was has had a rough night also with a catch and -2 yards. They will need him, Cam, I think, even swing passes or something that can get him loose.
2nd and 3, nickel look here for Baltimore. Jackson going to throw. Jackson quickly outside, pass caught. James Hands got the first down. And they've done a decent job in this nickel look. When Baltimore goes 3-4, Arizona's really struggled, particularly in the run game. But a move of the chains there.
Yeah, good play. Getting the first down, that's the important thing. You still have a lot of time in the game. Try to get the first down and try to get the rhythm, and especially make sure the defense gets some rest.
Out of the gun. Ashley Jackson fires short. Stacking paper again. Don't throw in the slot tonight.
No, not at all. Nothing is fooling him. That was an proud attempt and a great job on putting his hand on and clean deflection.
First round pick paying off. How about this? Ashley Jackson starts 8 for 8. Now 5 of her last 10 passes.
Yeah, with 2 interceptions as well. I mean, her quarterback rating was very close from perfection. I think at one time it's like 150.3, and now it's down to 83.6.
Offside, free play, but Jackson hit again. Only one deep pattern. It was double covered. Jackson holding her head after the sack. And a wipe out what would have been Baltimore's 5th sack of the ball game.
Yeah. Good opportunity here for Arizona. They're going to have a very mad situation coming up on 2nd and 5. But they need to block this defensive line. I mean, that's another hit on Ashley Jackson. It did not count. She still, felt that hit.
Yep, for sure. 2nd down and 5. Again, just 3 down linemen. Jackson trying to pass against it. Pass is caught. Bovine's had some critical catches here tonight. That's his 4th. Not a lot down the field, but he is moving the sticks. And Arizona has to stay patient. It doesn't matter when they score on this drive as long as they get it in the end zone.
Absolutely. And that was only, again, his 4th catch. But as you said, about 2 or 3 of them have gone for a first down and have kept the drive moving. This is something that Arizona needs to do. They are 1 out of 7 on 3rd downs.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line for Jackson. Jackson takes a deep drop back, gets some protection, fires it down the middle, intercepted. Intercepted, threw it into just a flurry of black jerseys, looking for Donnie Hands, and Marvin Himes comes away with a pick. What was she seeing?
Not sure. I mean, the previous 2 times it actually worked. When she tried to look something and step back, and yeah, no, I agree. And a great job by Hines getting in. She read the post route, got inside leverage, and just played for the ball. Got it back the other way, and Arizona needs a pick 6 or something at this point.
Baltimore has scored on 3 of their last 4 drives. Wigmore's pass is caught. A 7-yard gain to Ivory Irvin, just his 3rd reception, but he is happy to let his teammates take the reins here tonight while Baltimore prepares for the playoffs. And as of this moment, this scenario is playing out. Mexico City would get a 1st-round bye. Houston would get that last playoff spot and go to Jacksonville. Boy, how about the Kings and the Hyenas history in the postseason? That is going to be a fun wild card game as Gaines gets it, but that's only if Baltimore can hang on to this advantage. Lovelace forces a 3rd and 1.
When you get to the playoffs, it's just a completely different thing. So even though Houston is backing their way into the postseason, they just allowed a staggering 76 points. When you get to the playoffs, it's just, you're 0-0.
Gaines makes a man miss, gets a 1st down to the 48-yard line, and now Baltimore going into clock churn mode. Don't go anywhere. After this ball game, we will have a preview of the wild card round. We will announce broadcast crews for that round. We will also announce kickoff times for the 3 wild card games next Sunday, and finalize the matchups and get you set for next weekend. That's coming up after the game as T. Roy Gaines gets a carry, has a 1st down to the 34-yard line, longest run of the night for T. Roy Gaines. Back into scoring range for the dominant Vultures here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, what a great block right there from the offensive line. Absolutely neutralized all game long in the passing game, in the running game. He's been unable to make his presence felt. Has 5 tackles, but it seems that none of them have come in clutch times.
1st down and 10 at the 34-yard line. Wigmore's pass caught by Irvin. Defenders just not there. Wigmore with another completion. That brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A dominant 3rd quarter for Baltimore. They outscore Arizona 21-0 and have the Scorpions and their playoff hopes on the ropes. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Start of the fourth quarter, talking over the break. If Houston and Jacksonville do end up playing each other in the playoffs, it would be the third time in league history that those two have squared up in the postseason. They have split the meetings. Season 6, a 36-42 overtime walk-off for the Hyenas. Ended up making the SFL championship that year. And then season 10, the then Tallahassee Pride won 37-20, and they ended up making the SFL championship game that year. T. Roy Gaines takes a swing out, and Joey Tropicana cleans him up. T. Roy Gaines has been quiet in the receiving category here tonight, but special shout out to him. 7 this season. He passed Ray Bentley for 3rd all time, and BDG Hollywood is just 2 away from passing Pete Bruschi for most receiving touchdowns all time by a running back.
Yeah, you're seeing a list of Hall of Famers right there.
Flare out to Gaines. Gaines is hit at the 16-yard line. But I like what Baltimore's doing here. They're not being predictable, but they're also making some safe throws outside. The worst thing to do right now would be a turnover.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, even if you get a 4-point game, speaking about that, right now Baltimore's in a 21-0 run. At the half we were 17-17, and Baltimore scored 21-0 in the third.
3rd and 7. Wigmore end zone, knocked away. Oh, they needed that interception. Mana Kanaka knocks the ball down, looking for Chima. That could have been a momentum changer, but Kanaka cannot come away with it.
Yeah, and that's about the second time that Kanaka has been able to interception, and unfortunately for him has been unable to do so, as Shard Tarkington is going to attempt a field goal. It should be a gimme for him, about a 32-yarder.
Well, the largest comeback in league history is 24 points. It's happened a couple of times, so at least Arizona is within the realm of possibility here, as Tarkington's field goal is up and good from 32 yards away, 41-17. So here's how the playoff schedule looks. A wild card triple header is next Sunday on 11th, starts at 2:30. Quarterfinals are on the 17th and the 18th. Semifinals on the 25th of October. And then our 15th SFL championship game will be Sunday, November 1st, here on 11 Sports and for the fans. So don't miss the playoffs all month long. And we'll see what these playoffs have in store for us, Ramos.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you have such parity in the SFL that anybody, again, I always said this, but anybody can beat anybody. And when you get to the playoffs, it's just about going 1-0.
McCall return up to the 22-yard line. Well, Arizona can't afford to really try to get Moses involved in the game. They need some of that magic they had in the first quarter to start racking up some points.
Yeah, and with 10 minutes left, you better hope this first one comes rather quick.
Yeah, Arizona 1 for 7 on 3rd down. You better hope you stay out of 3rd down as well. Jackson floater 10 yards away from Donnie Hands, and that's just happy feet in the pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just, feeling pressure and those jitters of, I'm down 24 points and this could be the season, essentially. But it's just, if I'm Eddie Gage, the head coach, I'm telling her, you know what, want to take it one play at a time. Think of what you're doing and then just, do your thing. You're a very good quarterback.
Yeah, can't get it all in one play. There's a dime look here for Baltimore. Jackson fires it out to Moses. Moses has some space. DJ Moses got 9. There's nobody there. I'd like to see a little bit more out of that from Arizona, which is ironic, isn't it, Ramos? For much of the season, Arizona very reliant on DJ Moses in the pass game, almost to a detriment. They lost the London game because of it. He got hurt, just overused. And then here tonight, it's like, oh, could use some more of that.
Yeah. Look for the tight end here on the near sideline, Cam.
Trap to Moses instead. What a play!
Wow.
Unbelievable play up front. Al Walker forces a 4th down, and Arizona is 1 for 8 on 3rd down.
You have to go for it. Oh, they're going to punt.
Wow.
You got to go for this. I'm sorry. I mean, you're down
1.
24. Yeah, you're down 24 points. I know that if you do not convert, that's the game. But even with a punt, I think that's the game, honestly.
What a stand by Baltimore. Bolt on the return. He's dangerous in his own right. Lost the ball, and Arizona recovers. Oh, it couldn't have worked out any better for the Scorpions.
I swear, I was gonna say all Giovanni Ball has to do is all and not fall, and that's Arizona's opportunity. That's it. I mean, either you score here or that's it for your season.
Ahmad Jackson forced the fumble. The big guard rumbling down the field on special teams. Arizona has been given a gift. Down 24, trying to keep its season alive. Moses takes the handoff, spins away. Moses picks up 6, and everybody looks like they got a little extra juice.
Yep. Yeah, the offensive line did a good job on that play. 2nd down and 4. They need to carry this momentum, Cam, and score quickly. Do you go to James' hands? I mean, he's had 110 yards, one touchdown, a couple big plays. Do you go with him?
2nd down and 4. Jackson, handoff, Moses. Moses, 1st down to the 23-yard line. What animal got sacrificed for Arizona to get that fumble recovery? Unbelievable.
Not sure. And the fumbles have gone Arizona's way. DJ Moses actually had a fumble that the offensive lineman recovered, and they got one on their own. So they need to score points here.
1st down to the 23. 3 straight handoffs. Moses gets to the side, but why so conservative all of a sudden here for Arizona?
Yeah, I think that if you give the ball to Moses, swing pass or something clever, to give him the opportunity to go out of bounds and stop the clock. 2nd down and 9. I will not be surprised if they throw the ball down the field.
I mean, at the end of the day, a field goal is something. They won't go for 2 this early, down 24, I should say. Handoff to Moses, and Moses picks up a couple. That is 4 straight runs.
Yeah, perplexing, to say the least. 3rd and 7. You don't want to give the ball away to Baltimore, obviously. But, you have to play for the touchdown here. Ashley Jackson, I think, has to throw the ball to the teeth of the defense.
3rd and 7. Got to do something with this momentum here. Jackson fires outside and got it. Stacking paper makes the tackle, but Donnie Hands lunges past the sticks for a 1st down.
They need to hurry up here, Cam. They need to score, I will say, before we get about 5.5 minutes.
Yep.
Ashley Jackson needs to hurry up, and they go with a ton of wide receivers. Probably they're going to go to the end zone.
Taking their time here. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 13. They're going to run it to Moses. Picks up 1. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it seems that the playbook just got flipped for Arizona. In the first half, they were throwing the ball a lot, and you need to score points in a hurry. They're putting the ball on the ground, if they're winning.
Season's on the line. 3 receivers for the Scorpions, now under 6 minutes to play. Jackson to throw. Jackson sacked! 3rd down and 15. They got this ball in field goal range. That was the 8th play of the drive. It's only gone 17 yards.
What a play by Yates. Again, that's his 2nd sack of the day. Actually, he has 2.0 sacks so far. 5 wide receivers. Baltimore has to look for the corner routes.
3rd and 15. Jackson fires it short of the 1st down. Hands 4th grab. 4th and 2 at the 5. What do you do?
I will go for it. It's 24 points. I will go for it. And if you get the touchdown, go for the 2-point conversion. With this little time, you need to try to make it a 3-possession game. Oof.
Ooh, Arizona. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter unless they get 3 onside kicks anyway. So from that standpoint, I mean, whatever. You still need an onside kick or 2 or 3. That was a huge victory for Baltimore's defense. 41-20, 4:55 to go in the fourth. Will insanity ensue? We'll find out after the break. You're watching 11 Sports and For the Fans, Simulation Football League action. Onside kick, 4:55 to go. Arizona needs it, down 3 touchdowns. Cliff Allen will boot it high in the air, knocked around. It's on the ground, and Baltimore recovers. How about that? The fumbles have been going Arizona's way all night, or did Arizona get the football? That can't be. I think Baltimore got it.
Yeah, Baltimore got it. That's the offensive line on the field. That was close. That was very close. Baltimore, run the ball. I mean, or I think this is going to be a swing to T-Roy Gaines. Look, man, the far sideline is wide open.
Yeah, there it is. And nobody's out there. Gaines gets rid of Loveless. I got to give Loveless a lot of credit. He got out there pretty quickly, but Gaines makes the better play.
No, Loveless did a great play. I was not expecting him to go sideline to sideline that quick. Very good job. He couldn't make the tackle, but that could have been really, really bad for the Scorpions. That could have been 15+ for T-Roy Gaines.
Arizona needs a turnover. No two ways about it.
Yep.
They have got to get off the football field.
This may be a throw.
4:47 left in their season. Nickel look. It is a throw. It's outside. Caught! First down. Parker Thomas missed the tackle. And that is Tyrone Means, the third tight end. That is unacceptable defense at this point.
No, yeah, absolutely. And it was a throw to the outside. It's a risk throw, throwing it to your tight end. But, man, that has to hurt if you're Arizona.
Arizona's secondary has just not made the plays when they need them tonight. They dump it off short. Lloyd Graham Jr. gets walloped, as did Wigmore, but the clock is ticking. The damage is done.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Baltimore is back in field goal range, and if they kick a field goal, it's back to square one. I mean, from the previous possession. So, all Baltimore has to do from this point is not give the ball away.
Second down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Bleeding the clock. Hand off to Gaines. Gaines, first down. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and that's on the teeth of your defense.
Wow.
And going back to it, I mean, from the first possession, I said, it's nickel defense against this very heavy set, and if you're not careful, that's going to come back and haunt you because you do not have enough people on the box to stop and counter block too many men.
First down and 10 to the 15-yard line, down to 3:12 to go. Baltimore salting this one away and clinching a playoff spot for the Houston Hyenas, who lost 76-13. They will not have to face Vancouver in the first round, a relief for Devon Simeon, I'm sure. But going to Jacksonville is not the best draw either, as the Kings a little bit frustrated tonight as they had a chance to clinch a first-round bye, and that did not happen for Jacksonville.
Yeah, and again, it's Jacksonville, with the opportunity to go back to another championship game, they've been in the playoffs so many times in the past. They are a tested team, and in the playoffs, you know, want to face the Kings. As you know, Houston is, you know, they need to figure things out on defense.
2nd and 8 at the 13. Gaines gets the carry, and we've got a 2-minute warning coming up. Tropicana on the tackle. Remember, we've got a wild card weekend preview coming up for you after this game, so don't go anywhere. We'll have times, broadcast crews, and a little synopsis of what to expect next week. But for now, 2 minutes left in the final game of the SFL's 15th regular season. Baltimore scored 21 in a row to start the second half. That is their margin right now. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Two minutes to go in the ball game. Arizona trying to get a stop, get some sort of miracle here. Backups are in, going to throw, and the pass is tipped up. Pick that off. What is Baltimore doing? Eddie Gage knocked it away, and you just never know in the SFL, do you?
No, not at all. I mean, Baltimore will kick a field goal here, and even if they convert, I mean, again, it's a 24-point game, right? So still 3 possessions. If you get a good return by Jacob McCall, I mean, you never know.
There must have been a clause in Adam Jefferson's contract that if he throws more than 10 passes, they don't have to pay him a bunch of money. And because that is the only explanation there. Tarkington chipper from 29 yards out.
Yep, it's again, 24 points. If Jacob McCall can get a good return, Arizona can get a quick score. Obviously, you will then have to go for the 2-point conversion. Never say never.
Baltimore at home. Now, they have lost a game, and they've played some really close games, but Baltimore's offense, 38, 27, 33, 47, and here tonight, 44. Hats off to Sioux Falls. They came in here 2 weeks ago, held the Vultures to 17, and won the game. So that's a team to watch for sure. Sioux Falls is locked in the 3 slot. Baltimore is going to be the 4. And Ramos, your Aztecs are going to be here in 2 weeks. You'll have 2 weeks to prepare for the game. That's the one advantage of the 4-5 matchup this season. But what's going to happen? I mean, you can't tell me what you're going to do, obviously. That would ruin the whole thing. But, I mean, what are you most looking forward to in that matchup with the Vultures as James Hands makes the catch?
Well, I mean, we know Baltimore is a team. I used to coach in Baltimore. I know Tim very well. Tim knows me very well. And I'm sure he will have something dialed up. We will game plan for them as well. They got us earlier in the season pretty bad. So, that we will have Phoenix Jones at a pretty high level and hopefully healthy for that game this time around. It's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a very, very good, interesting game.
And this won't be the first time you've played them in Baltimore in the playoffs. Season 11, you came into Baltimore and knocked them out. The Vultures have had problems winning playoff games historically. They've been a great regular season team, but they have really struggled in the postseason. Mexico City won that game in season 11, 33-27. And since then, the Vultures lost to Seattle at home and Queen City at home in back-to-back seasons. That's 3 home playoff losses in the last 4 seasons, and the Vultures will be interested in reversing that for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. It's unbelievable how they have never reached a championship game.
Yeah, it really is, and this could be their year. They are playing phenomenal football. Going up against backups here, McCall makes the reception. But for Arizona, they had a roller coaster of a season. They really started hot. Then it looked like Arizona was dead to rights, and then all of a sudden, Eddie Gage and all of his moxie down the stretch started pulling out of his bag of tricks and keeping Arizona in the fight. Ultimately, the teams that lost, Houston and Atlanta, the 2 6-5 teams this week, ultimately ended up making the playoffs because Arizona, nor Charleston, nor St. Louis were able to get that 6th win and make things complicated. And it ended up being quite simple as that pass is caught by James Hands. But again, to Arizona, they should be proud. Definitely an improved team, and they'll be back with a vengeance next season. Jackson, touchdown. That's Bovine. How fitting. Bovine has made it public that he is not going to be a piece of this season 16 team, and he may end up with his last touchdown as an Arizona Scorpion, or his last reception, I should say, as a touchdown.
Yeah, maybe the best tight end the league has ever seen. Obviously, a couple of tight ends will have a word on it, but Tiberius Bowman has been so good for so many years. And going back to Arizona, Cam, I think that if this team, and I don't know why they're going with the extra point here.
I don't either.
You have to go for the 2-point conversion to make it a 16-point game. This is 17 points. But anyway, I think that this Arizona team can stay basically the same for next season. They have built a very good base. Like Ashley Jackson coming from Tulsa to Arizona last season, and the Hans brothers and Jacob McCall, DJ Moses, who has improved a whole lot this year. This defense is very young with, Mark Mello and Zach and Constantine. They with this coaching of Eddie Gage, they could be a force for next season, I think, with the play progression and all that.
Another tremendous onside kick there from Cliff Allen. Got a great bounce on it, but Daley Holder right there to snag it. And after a few kneel downs, that will ice things away. We'll take a 60-second break after our post game, and then we'll come back for a preview of the wild card round. It's a triple header on 11 Sports and For the Fans next Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Central, and I will be in a TBD location. We'll let you know in a minute for the wild card opener, and then we've got a couple of other crews who have done some phenomenal job all season long, rewarded with playoff games. All of our top crews and top analysts, I should say top play-by-play and top analysts get playoff games based on number of games called, performance, all that stuff. Ramos, we'll see you in the title game with me, and it's going to be a fun postseason.
Yeah, most definitely. This is a postseason that looks to be the most balanced and most competitive postseason yet. So many teams like Louisiana Revolution and the Lone Star Glory, first time obviously getting to the playoffs because this is the first team, the first season in the SFL for those teams. We'll see how they deal with the pressure of the playoffs. Louisiana has been great all season long. They lost against the Storm today, so let's see what changes they do. And a lot of veteran teams. The Storm are back in it. The Kings are back in it. The Vultures, the Aztecs. It's going to be fun.
Don't forget those Sparrows either. How big of a game did it end up being? That Jacksonville, Louisiana game, one of the craziest games of the year. That was a common game that ended up giving Mexico City a bye and putting Jacksonville in the wild card. Jacksonville would have to go on the road in the quarterfinals now if they can win against Houston, who will be looking to pull a massive upset. But that game was crazy. Rain Rie goes down with an injury. Pickler throws for 6 touchdowns and kind of has a coming out party as they surprisingly went away from Streeter and stunned everybody. And that just one game, one injury, one play here or there, Ramos. That's how we got here to this playoff bracket. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it seemed that it was just yesterday that we were having the first game, Atlanta against Baltimore, way back. So the season has just flown by. Also the Swarm. I mean, this is the defending champions. You can never count the Swarm out, especially with a very, very special talent at quarterback and Brian Dynasty. Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. So many surprises in the SFL. I think we are shocked by how the Revolution did this season. The Lone Star Glory got a few big wins.
Denver's back.
Denver is unbelievable. Yeah, the Denver Nightwings are absolutely unbelievable. Last season they had an off year, but Jeremy Vega started coaching that team again, getting more involved in the playbook, and they looked probably the strongest team in the SFL. The Sioux Falls Sparrows coming with a vengeance. They lost the championship game last season. Let's see how they do this year. They have a very, very good team with Colin Hart leading the way. It's going to be fascinating.
And it could be, at the end of the day, it could be all about matchups, how teams match up with others. And it's going to be fascinating as you see the last touchdown of the game scored. Player of the game here tonight, that goes to Jack Wigmore. He was impressive. 30 for 39, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's just a high school kid, but man, he's growing up fast, and he's got the Vultures in the playoffs at QBR of 127.9. Don't go anywhere. We're previewing the wild card round. Dates, times, broadcast crews, matchups, and more coming up when we return in a moment. This is the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Back, the SFL playoffs are set, and it all starts Sunday, October the 11th, Sunday, October 11th are all those games. 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, begins in Vancouver. Myself and Damon Simeon will be there for a rematch of last season's semifinal between the Vancouver Legion and the defending champion Atlanta Swarm, who backed their way in and end up making the playoffs and getting a chance to defend their title. Your initial thoughts on this matchup, Ramos?
Well, Vancouver may be the hottest team in the SF now. Put up 76 points, which is just ridiculous. And the Atlanta Swarm, obviously the defending champions, you can never count them out. Even though Vancouver has been unbelievable and Atlanta has been shaky, I would not be surprised if this game is decided by 3 or 4 points.
24-16 was how that game ended up. BDG Hollywood, 28 carries, 144 yards in that one last season, and Atlanta ended up winning the title. This season, Atlanta had an up and down year and did not play Vancouver in the regular season, so this will be the first matchup between those two since that semifinal. All right, now to the second game of the triple header, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central, Sunday, October 11th. Houston and Jacksonville, it'll be their third playoff meeting all time.
Yeah, and even though Houston, has been shaky at the end of the season, the Hyenas are always a threat. I remember back in season 6, nobody gave them a shot against the Louisville Wolfpack. And that's the opportunity, and Houston won. They got to the championship. The Hyenas are a very explosive team on offense, and I think if they make the proper adjustments on defense, they can be a problem for the Kings.
Houston, like you said, they gotta fix that defense, and their offense has been up and down this season, to say the least. They only got, here just looking at recent games, 13 against Vancouver. They got 14 against Baltimore, and they got 21 against Florida. But on the flip side, they scored 42 against Mexico City, 35 against Louisiana. They had 3 straight 40-point games as they ran through a bunch of teams that didn't make the playoffs this season. So their offense, they just have to find that rhythm, and we'll see if they can put it together.
Yeah, and avoid giving the ball away. They need to protect the ball against the Kings.
The third matchup of the wild card round will pit the Florida Storm against the Lone Star Glory. Lone Star, under new ownership, was previously owned by Seattle, who missed the playoffs last season. Wally Herman and Charles Doherty own that team there. Brian Craven, a big part of that coaching staff. That has been one of the best stories of the year, and these two teams faced each other earlier in the season. By the way, Houston and Jacksonville, they haven't played this season either, so that is a first-time matchup in Season 15. But Florida and Lone Star played one of the best games of the whole season. The Storm went to Lone Star and won 44-41. Can't wait to see what Part 2 looks like.
Yeah, me neither. And, this is a huge challenge here for Lone Star. They have to go to Florida, and the Storm in the playoffs. Nobody wants to play the Storm in the playoffs. They're very, very good. Obviously, surprisingly good defense at the end. In the beginning of the season, they were good. They kind of struggled in a couple of games, including the one against Lone Star. So let's see if the Glory have something dialed up for them.
All right, this might be the quote easy question for you, Ramos. But if anyone was to pull an upset in this wild card round, where would you lean? Would you lean defending champs as maybe heavy dogs in Van, or would you lean Lone Star, who gave Florida the toughest run, or do you surprise me and go Houston?
I will give maybe the best shot to the Swarm because they are the defending champions. Mark Chisholm in the playoffs, last season was unbelievable. So I will say maybe the Swarm. If they can give the ball to BDG Hollywood, if BDG Hollywood can control the game, if they put pressure on Tom Pepper, look out for the Swarm.
One quarterfinal matchup is set. That's Baltimore hosting Mexico City in the 4-5 game, and that comes your way either October 17th or October 18th on 11 Sports and for the fans. The bracket reseeds after this round, and then the bracket stays as is, so no more reseeding once we hit the quarterfinals. So, for example, if Atlanta beats Vancouver, if Houston beats Jacksonville, Houston is the 11th seed. Houston would go to the number 1 seeded Denver Nightwings, not necessarily to, an opponent that's in number 3 or number 4, right? So the worst wild card team left standing will go to Denver. The second worst wild card team will go to Louisiana, and then the best wild card team will go to Sioux Falls in the quarterfinal round. Anybody in that top 3, Sioux Falls, Louisiana, Denver, that maybe if they get one of these teams, it could be trouble? You see anything like that? We could get a championship rematch in the quarters.
No, yeah, absolutely. Out of this 6 teams, if I had to pick one that can go away, will be the Storm. Because I think that when you get to crunch time is if you can play good defense, if you can rush the passer, if you can force those turnovers and not give the ball away, the Storm are very good on that. Jacksonville is very explosive, but out of these teams, maybe I will go with the Storm.
Storm won season 10, season 11, and season 12. Denver won season 13. They're in. Atlanta won season 14. They're in. Mexico City won in season 9. They're in. So the last 6 champions all in the season 15 playoff bracket. And of course, teams like Vancouver, Houston, Lone Star, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Louisiana chasing their first titles. Your final thoughts on a 132-game 15th anniversary season, Ramos, before we head to prep for the wild card round.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable season. It's been an unbelievable regular season. A lot of standing out. Unbelievable performances. Rage Streeter, unbelievable. Mike Daggs, have to give a shout out to my tight end. Unbelievable all year long. And full of surprises, full of fun. And just such a competitive league.
For Max Paul and Mark Mello, who are on stats tonight, and for Ramos Lynn, my analyst, this has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. I'm SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, and we'll see you in the playoffs. Good night.
Good night.